Hiya! Oh, sitting back. Thought I'd do something slightly different today for Monday motivation. I thought I'd introduce you to my Butsudan and my Butsuma, which is the space of the Buddha, and this is the space where I chant. And this is something that's really important to me. And I do just want to say this is not religious in the sense that I don't chant to an external Buddha and hope he'll satisfy things for me. But this is where we turn poison into medicine by repositioning ourselves. So you will see where I'm going with this. Right, one moment. So some of the poison that I had to deal with over the last few years, and now how I'm turning them round into medicine for me and other people. So this is what today's Monday motivation is all about, and it's about what our focus is going to be about all week. One of the things I had to deal with was these are all traits of narcissistic psychopaths, by the way, which I found quite interesting retrospectively. So chronic stress, having to deal with someone who makes last minute changes to everything you do, and then piles on more work that's not your work stream to everything you do. So I do not deal with last minute changes very well, because I'm autistic. So that's a disability that's not being addressed. Through engaging a complex set of behaviours, including last minute changes, I had chronic stress, and it was exacerbating and making worse one of my invisible disabilities. So turning poison into medicine, I've now reorganised my companies. I have 3 limited companies in the UK. 2 are property companies and 1 is around natural healing. And then I'm hoping to start a CIC so that it's owned by the community, and that's the Green Lotus Lounge. Well, it's red. it's called green for, all the sort of eco and green reasons. So what's the antithesis to chronic stress and changing things at the last minute for people, and being particularly disrespectful because I'd asked not to do that because it would exacerbate a disability and exacerbating one of my disabilities. Now, Lotus Consultancy, Lotus Property, Green Lotus Lounge, Lotus Natural Health, Natural Healing. We manifest through calm stillness. Changing poison into medicine. My son's father was a paranoid schizophrenic. So there was a certain amount of him plotting through paranoia, but it was an entirely different process. And also it's a personal relationship. So learning to love someone but set that boundary and separate, is a huge lesson, and survive. So at work I had to deal with mixed messages, and this was the whole team. So there was an inherited team, and there was a strategy of divide and rule applied. So everybody was saying, what has she said to you? And she would say one thing to the team. So for me, for example, I announced that I'd gone for MRI and scans because I've got a health condition. And there was all compassion in the group, oh, we're sorry to hear that, Lily, hope you're okay, blah, blah, blah. But within an hour, I was being disciplined about saying it behind closed doors in a one-to-one. And I know that was done to other people in the team as well. It's called divide and rule. It is a strategy of a lot of people. If you see that happening, it's toxic. It's a toxic environment. Get out. Again, because of my autism, I think I was a bit slow to notice what other people did, so they kind of voted with their feet. In terms of our values at the Lotus family, we manifest through calm stillness. That's the absolute antithesis of chronic stress. We cultivate a sense of interconnectivity. So we always stay connected. It's the antithesis of divide and rule, which is a bullying strategy. Connectivity is the opposite. So we look at cultural connectivity, compassionate connectivity, and spiritual connectivity. The esoteric forms of healing as well as the compassionate and culturally accepted forms of things to do. So that's 2, turning poison into medicine. I've never dealt with it in a work situation before. I found it really complicated to deal with at work. And again, it is another trait of a narcissistic psychopath. I've got various examples of that. So I was happy talking to a member of the public, and then I was suddenly accused of a safeguarding issue with that member of in front of the public, very loud that the public could hear. And then I was gaslit about it and accused of risking the reputation of the organisation. And I was like, but you're the one shouting about it in public. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Because it's gaslighting. But sabotaging. So if you've been working for something for a really long time and you're about to celebrate, have that taken away from you. In my respect, I'd been working with people in the community for 3 years, and we were about to have a community celebration. Of course, everybody knew that it was my work. It was now sort of headed by this other person, and everybody sort of was sending me pictures and going, but everybody knows it's your work, and I'm glad that people still did, because I still have those professional and personal contacts. Made a lot of friends in that job, so that's good. What we had to deal with was somebody who asked us what we didn't like and then methodically applied it to everybody. Just to, it's like, why would you do that? There's lots of words for that, but tick boxes. Anyway, poison into medicine, not doing that again.